everyone. How we doing this morning?
Well,
I've been up for days now, up and down. I'm extremely tired. The reason I've been up and down is because of the fact that what's been going on up here in the last week. Now, for the previous video that's up right now, you know what's going on. And I told you that it hit too close to home for me, so yeah. The next day I jumped right on it and I started digging in some research. I'm going to be quite surprised what I found out so far, even for myself. Now just about a week ago, where I had that one experience I was telling you about, and I was explaining to you about the UFO I saw. That was just adjoining to my house and property, and it was hovering around 60 or 70 feet in the air. A couple days later, it happened again, and for the last few days in that time period, I had my cam all set, ready to go. Now, I want you guys to understand too that this is something you can't time. I don't know when these things are going to show up, so that's why I've been up and down for days, probably about 3 or 4 days now. Exactly 2 to 3 days after the last one that I experienced, it occurred again. This is not happening real late in the middle of the night. This is a little bit earlier in the at night. This is happening anywhere from 8 to 10 o'clock p.m. Now, I had my cam set. She was charged, she was ready to go, and I had it about midsection of the house. I believe this was on the second or third night of the previous sighting. And like usual, I was viewing out to about the rear part of my property, and it always seems to be that these crafts always pop up and appear coming from the southwest. So if I point in this direction, this is the southwest of where I'm at. This one craft, it was exactly the same as a previous one that I witnessed. And this time, like I said, it came up from the southwest. It popped up, I caught it. I wasn't quite sure what it was at first. I wanted to make sure by observing that it is what I think it is. The object started moving, and as it was moving very slow, very methodically. It was in a flight pattern, heading in a horizontal direction. When I saw the object, it was moving across the sky like this. I ran back in here and I grabbed my cam, which was in the center part of the house. I went up to the front door. By the time I got to the front door, I just opened up the screen on my cam. I was ready to pull the trigger, and it gone that quick. I mean, it was like a blink of an eye, gone. This time it did go in reverse. It went forward. Now, when this occurrence was happening, it was above the tree line. I would say probably maybe 70 to 100 feet above the tree line. Now the tree line I have here, at least pines, they average anywhere from 60 to 80 feet in height, some over 100 feet in height, okay? So you can imagine what I'm telling you where it was at. It was pretty frickin' close. The way it was moving, from what I observed, there's no doubt in my mind, it was scanning. It was scanning what was on the ground. And it obviously was observing and scanning. I don't know what it's up to, but I'm telling you right now, I'm getting vibes. It's up to no good. It was, like I said, it was going in a very slow, methodical manner. Now, when I stepped out on the porch, it could have seen me and took off. That's a possibility. But I'm looking right at it. I'm really upset because I couldn't get it on video. But what I did do, because I have a good memory of what I observed, so what I did do to show you what I observed, I did a couple sketches of these crafts, okay? Now that the fact that the crafts were identical, that tells me it's the same ETs. Something else interesting I found out in my research when I started digging into it. Now, say like Mount Shasta, for instance, well, I'm not too far from Mount Shasta, I'm about 40-something miles away from Mount Shasta, which is off to my southwest. Now, if anybody knows about Mount Shasta, it has its own mysteries, okay? Mysteries such as UFOs, other cryptid creatures. There's also a belief that within the mountain of Shasta that there is a subterranean world. Now I know for a fact that there are certain, what do you call an inlet, that's on the base of the volcano. Now these inlets, if you could find one, it would take you into what you call a funnel, okay? I do know for a fact that these hybrids, or Sasquatch, they do live in these funnels at the base of Shasta Mountain, in some places up a little higher up the mountain. I know this is to be true. Now, the other interesting thing is this. From Mount Shasta, and what really blew my mind is when this craft took off, like in a blink of an eye, I didn't tell you this, but the flight pattern was in the direction of Mount Lassen. Now, Mount Lassen's a volcano. Shasta is a volcano. The difference between the two is Lassen is the type of volcano is what I call a zombie volcano. What do I mean by a zombie volcano? What I mean by that, it's dead, but it's alive. Okay? I got a funny suspicion because of that fact with Mount Lassen. I'm kind of curious if maybe this craft did not go to the top of the mountain and went down the cone. Because of the fact that it's a zombie volcano, it can do this. And what would their curiosity or what would their interest be in these volcanoes? I would say a lot, because inside those you'd see the same thing. Probably has a subterranean world down there. They go down awfully deep, you know, and you got all these funnels in there, which basically, you know, like, they create like, what they call tubes or tunnels, basically. And you come in, sometimes you come in these big caverns and such. Something else interesting. I also believe that these crafts are possibly coming off the coastal waters of California. Geo-wise, where I'm positioned, if I'm looking to my southwest, I'm around 110 miles from the coast of California, from the coastal waters of California. I would not doubt one iota somewhere out there off the coast in that direction. There's just possibly, I mean, it's very plausible, a kind of thinking this myself. There could be an underwater base, a UFO base. I kind of get this distinct feeling, you see, because if they popped up in that direction, 110 miles, they could be here in seconds. If they wanted to take the time, they could be here in minutes. Are you feeling me? So, this phenomena is happening. It is happening, and usually they're not that consistent. In this case, there's a consistency to it. So there's something really going on that is really disturbing to me. And it's like I said before in the last video, I feel something sinister is going on. Now, are they watching whatever residents do live on this side of the Sierras? I mean, are they studying us? Do they want to do some abductions? Because they're up to something. I'm telling you that right now, they're up to something. They're not even afraid to expose themselves at these certain hours. But then again, like I said, it's not like everybody, whatever few people live up here, they're just always looking in the sky. You know, people just go along with their everyday lives. And so, and like I always say, a lot of people just go through life just assuming, okay? As an I'm constantly in observation mode. Now, I told you I drew some sketches of these crafts. And now the one that was by my house, that was about 60, 70 feet in the air. I'll show you, I made a sketch. And this here, if you can see it, that is what I viewed, if you can see that. And the one I saw the other night, as it was flying over the treetops, and that, if you can see this. And that is what the crafts look like. If you notice, the crafts are identical. And so basically if I, see if you put them up side by side, you'll see that they're identical. So, that was some pretty interesting research I got into right there, right? It didn't take me long now, did it? Now, you know, I told you before I'm not a UFOologist, but I also told you I'm not no dumbass when it comes to UFOs, okay? I'll be a little more frank with you. I know a little bit more about what I'm saying. I think you probably figured that out. I definitely know a lot more of what I'm talking about. I just don't like going into certain places for certain reasons. I think you might understand where I'm coming from on that. But, like I said, it's not my complete interest. You know where my interest is at. It's more into cryptology. So, and at this point in time, I believe, because of the evidence I'm dealing with, and what I've been experiencing, I feel these are most likely are the Greys. There's no doubt in my mind, I believe these are Greys. Straight up. And things go in pretty deep past that, which I'm not going to get into either, okay? I hope you understand where I'm coming from on that. And if you don't, oh well. That's all I can tell you, because I'm not going to talk much about what I know. So, and maybe one of these days, maybe I might feed you some more information. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But at this point in time, I'll kind of keep that to myself, a lot of what I know. Okay? So, other than that, I still can't get out in the field right now it's snowing, and it's been snowing since early this morning, or about mid-morning, like around 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. And like I said, I'm really tired, guys. I've been up and down for days now. This UFO thing has really got into my craw, you know, and it's too close to comfort. I'm just going to put it that way. But I'm keeping my eye on this big time. Now and I'm also thinking this, you know, because it dawned on me this morning. I am the founder of the Sierra Triangle. And when I discovered that was on the other side of what they call the Nevada Triangle, which is on the other side of that part of the Sierra Nevada mountains. On this side, which is on the opposite side of that vicinity, is where I discovered what I classified the Sierra Triangle. And the same occurrence happened there. Mysterious things were going on. B and G and other team members that would come out with me, I witnessed UFOs. It's also an area where I discovered where I know there was doorways, gateways, and I even discovered a portal. So, and as the same thing out here, the same occurrence is happening. So what I'm getting at is this. From the coast of California, say Shasta, and from Shasta to Lassen, and maybe if you follow the lines a little bit and exactly what has been going on here is kind of similar to the other area I'm talking about, there possibly could be a triangle here. Okay? And I'm almost positive there is. There's just too much going on. Too much. So, anyway, I better wrap this up, enjoy the rest of my day, and I gotta get some rest. And I hope you like this video, and you know, guys, this stuff's getting, I'm getting very, very excited about this. I will tell you what, I'm not giving up on this. I will catch one of these crafts on video. I guarantee you, I will get one. Sooner or later. Sooner or later. Like I said, it's something you can't time. You just have to make up your own time, you know. So you got to stay up a lot of hours. It's, sometimes it's profitable and sometimes it isn't, you know. So since the last sighting, it's been about 2 days now, and I have not seen nothing, but then again, could be because of the weather. But nonetheless, it's very consistent, and I think I'm right on the money what I'm talking about. Usually not wrong. Anyway, I'm going to go, guys. You guys have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye.